Hi all, good evening. Today we are going to discuss about the TIBCO AMX BPM technical training. So in this session we are going to discuss like what is a BPM, what kind of applications that we are going to involve in BPM BPM tool. So in this BPM tool, so we will discuss today like what kind of components that we have involved, and we will discuss a small topic kind of like how to create one organization model in the BPM, and how to develop and how to deploy that application in the admin. So yeah, so that kind of small exercises that we are going to do in today's session. So along with that, we'll go forward with the other slides. So about MindMajix, so we have almost 10 plus years of experience to trainers we have, and 100 plus reputed corporates around the globe, so that we are providing the services to them, and almost 450k plus professionals have got trained through our MindMajix, uh, MindMajix, and they also got certified in the respective technical skills. And apart from that, so this MindMajix, and we are providing this industry ready and active certification based on the curriculum. So apart from that, so we also have 500 plus technologies, and we deliver live online trainings as well as the corporate trainings and self-paced videos. So yeah, so we definitely provide more and more knowledge about the technical skills that what you people are looking. So yeah, in that way we will go with the trainings. So coming to the trainer part, so in this BPM, I'm working with one of the MNC company, and I almost 11 years of experience, total of IT experience, and out of that, so I have 9 plus years I worked in only TIBCO. I started my career with TIBCO only, TIBCO products like BW. Then I started working on BPM applications like iProcess. After that, the next version of iProcess, it came to BPM into the market. So I started working on ActiveMatrix BPM 3.1 version 2. Now currently it is running on 4.2. So I'm working on 4.2 version. So apart from these applications, I worked on TIBCO BW, EMS, iProcess. So yeah, this is about me. So I'll discuss the next technical part now. And today's agenda, that what I'm going to discuss in this video is about the TIBCO ActiveMatrix BPM. So why we use this ActiveMatrix BPM? So what is the use of this BPM? Why we are discussing that? So mainly this, see, every application in the organization, so it would be divided into either business processes or technical processes. So business processes are nothing but like it deals with business applications. So that would be develop and deploy and maintain. So in the same way, technical processes also will do have the same life cycle. So if we discuss about what is BPM and why we use for BPM, so that we will discuss in this thing. So TIBCO ActiveMatrix BPM is a TIBCO product. So that provides the runtime execution environment for the business processes and management applications. TIBCO ActiveMatrix BPM is deployed in the TIBCO ActiveMatrix runtime. For that runtime, we need the applications called TIBCO ActiveMatrix BPM, so which is available in the TIBCO delivery site. So we can download that application from the site itself. So if we have, it's a licensed version, of course. So if you really want to make a try on your business needs or business purposes, if you want to check that, so you can download the free trial, 90 days free trial version. It would be there, so you can use that. And yeah, by using that you will get to know what kind of needs, what kind of applications that would be developed in the ActiveMatrix BPM. So coming to the application, so this application will have the two major parts. One is the development part, and second one is the deployment part. So for developing the applications, we use TIBCO Business Studio, and deploying the applications we use the TIBCO ActiveMatrix administrator. So this administrator will get once we install the server applications from the site. So whenever we do the installation of the server application of BPM, so then we will get the administrator port on that particular machine. So by that way, we will deploy the applications from the administrator app. in predefined, I mean inbuilt web UI application. So whenever we started the engine, BPM engine, automatically the administrator server which is linked deployed on the server, so that application also will be run on the UI page. Through browser we can access that. And coming to the BPM part, so development part, so we do the all developments in the TIBCO Business Studio. So I'll just give a walkthrough about TIBCO Business Studio, how it looks like. So this is a business studio. So here we do the all developments here. So if you see the applications here, we will have the many number of projects here, type of projects: BPM developer project, business data project, global signals, organization projects, quality process, rest services, and other options also we have. So by default we select business BPM development project. So in this project we define many types of the projects. So every business BPM project will have, I mean most of, not every. So it's completely depends upon your needs. So if your project requires kind of organization units or organizations, let's say, what is organization? So organization is contains of number of units. So for example, I can say it's a bank. If you consider a bank, so bank will have the loan department, finance department, and net banking department, card departments. In that card also, again, other we will have the different type of credit or debit or master, visa, these many type of department, I mean type of type of groups we will have. That kind of groups would be handled in the organization units. So that is called organization unit. So what I can say is, like, every project will have the organization mostly, but even BPM also providing not only the, I mean, like, organization model. So without organization model also we can build the applications. So it's completely depends upon the user requirements and business needs. So coming to the other topic, I mean, I just wanted to show like one simple process here in the in this session. So how we will create one organization model for particular company or for particular purpose. Okay, so today we will consider like one small organization model called what I can say, test dot company name. I can say company, one company XYZ company XYZ. So I'll give the project name as like this, and I'll select here checkbox of BPM. I'll deselect all the things. So I'm going to create one organization model. So this is the organization model. I'm going to check it here. So if you see it here, once I click on this thing, and I'll do uncheck of thing, I mean unnecessary things here. So I just wanted to create only the organization model in this project here, and I'm clicking on this finish tab. So whenever I do the finish, so I used to get like this. So this is the organization of XYZ company. So I can make a note of like, okay, XYZ company, XYZ some company. So this is my organization. So I can make a note of purpose here. So what is the purpose of this organization company? So this organization model will have would have, I can say, some type of groups and people would handle, I can say. So this is the organization model that I have created. So what we have in the organization model? So if you see in the organization model, so if you do right click, we can see the organization unit. So in this organization unit, again, if we click on the right click on the organization, here I can see the position. So here also we can create, like, if you see the general tab here, if you go to the positions, privileges, system actions, if I click on this thing, organization model unit, so here I can see adding the positions like this, 1 2 3 4. So this organization unit 1, I am renaming it as a finance department, and I can also create another organization model like managers. So in this group we will have some three members of position 1 2 3. So business persons. So if you see here in the organization model, so we will have the organization unit and positions and also resources as well as the capabilities, privileges and capabilities. If you see the position, if you click on the position here, so capability and privileges options we will get, and also we will get the resource name also. So what resources name is nothing but the what is the name of that particular user. So finance department will have the 5 users and business department will have the 3 users. So yeah, this is how we built one application called XYZ company organization model. So what is the use of this thing? So once we have created these applications, so whoever belongs to the finance, let's say I belongs to finance group. Okay, so I'm the user one called, here I can say user one. So this user, whatever I'm going to create this user one, so I belongs to the particular finance group. So I should get the all the requests. So whatever the request related to the finance department, I should get, and I should take the action of that particular finance transactions. So let's say business people. So business people something called, okay, let's say Sneha. So if Sneha is belongs to the business group, so she should get all the requests which are flowing through that particular organization. So whatever the related transactions are related to the business group, it has she have, I mean Sneha will have the capability and she have the access to take the action which is called as a privilege. So that actions would be gone through privilege. So that kind of actions, either she can approve the request or she can reject the request, or she can roll back to the request. Like she can not do any action. And we will also build the logic, like application logic, business logic, like okay, if it is having some 3 hours or 4 hours of time, after that if some nobody has worked on that particular transaction, it has to either it has to go to forward, or it has to go to assign to the other user in the same group. Like that we will build the business applications. So you understood, right? So what is the purpose of this organization model? So organization is model is defines like it's a what I can say, it's a container. So in this container we will have the sub elements, sub containers like branches and positions. So the last level of position would be like the actual person, that person or system which is going to take the action in the position level. So in the position we will have the capabilities and privileges. So based on that, these two parameters, I mean the transactions flow would be happen and corresponding action will be taken from the position. So this is how we build the application, organization model applications. Okay, so what we are going to do with these applications? So I mean this BPM is really, if you understand this application, like how we will build the application, how we will start the working on the implementation part by using the studio, so it would be really easy, but you have to understand the concept. So once you created the applications, so what we are going to do with this? So we have to create some archive file, that is called in this BPM. So we are going to create a DAA. So D is a distributed archive application. So DA is nothing but a distributed archive application. So it's a kind of zip file only. Normal our zip file we would have, right? For we used to have ER files. We used to have zip file for deployments in the server. So in the same way in BPM also, this studio we are going to, I mean this BPM people, BPM TIBCO BPM is going to provide the same archive file called DA. So once we do export of this application, so whatever the organization model that we have built in the designer, so that would be deployed in the administrator. So for that we have to create the DA for this. So you have to select on the project tab, application level, then you do right click, and if you do export, here you can see the distributed application archive. So once you give this thing, so it will ask for the path C colon slash 10 slash. So if I go into that folder, if you see here, this is the .da extension we received it. So what we will do, so once we install the server in our application, so this would be like I told you, right, like what kind of environment that BPM is going to provide. So this is kind of GUI based administrator. So once we logged into the application, so it will show you the applications tab. So in that applications tab you have to upload the DA. So once you upload this DA application, DAA applications, so whatever the resources that you have been used here in the development cycle, so those users will be not only users and as well as the groups. And here we have one more option called privilege and capability. So these things also we can set it in the application level. So these all groups and users would be available in the runtime environment. So once I deployed by using the administrator app, so that application will deploy in the server, and whatever the users that we have defined in the studio, so those users will be deployed into the server. So those users will be ready to access the applications. That means, so this is about the organization model. Coming to the next slide. So today's agenda, yeah, that is what we covered here. So the basic introduction of the ActiveMatrix BPM, why the companies are using, I mean, most of the business people and even organization people are using ActiveMatrix is the purpose of this one. See, let's say, uh, why, see, simple question, it will come from the organization level. Okay, so we have many applications. So why we only choose BPM? So what is the what is the speciality that I mean, that is used for or used in organization level, that is going to resolve, I mean, provide the all functionalities and the user needs in the BPM. So in that scenario, so TIBCO BPM provides like the application tool itself. It will give the like workflow management as well as the case management as well as the UI management. So the all this kind of like it's kind of like all container kind of thing. So if you want to implement one UI, so you should have go to either .NET or Angular. So this kind of individual applications. But if you use business applications, so definitely the BPM tools will be used for to implement such kind of scenarios. Like let's say, for example, so bank application, loan applications. So loan applications means, so once the customer has applied the loan through online or through online, so what he will do, so first application will go to into the, I mean, agent level. So once agent reviews the applications, then it will go to, if he approves, it will go to the next level. Or else if he revert back to the customer, like again it will come to the revert back to the customer. Okay, you have to submit some pending documents and all these things. Once he again customer uploaded the documents, it went through it went through the application, and again if it is assigned to the agent, once agent verifies, that is the first level of verification, then it will go to the next level. So this kind of workflow design, so that would be implemented in the business processing only, business process management only. So those kind of tools, that kind of processes would be implemented in BPM tools only. So that is the basic introduction of the BPM, why we use BPM in the organization level. So coming to the organization model, yeah, just now we saw like how we build the organization model, how we deploy the organization model. And so what we are going to provide in this course. So if you see the course content of the like TIBCO BPM course, so we will give the basic like business process management and its roles in the organization. These are the basic concepts actually. So we will give the basic concepts along with the real-time experience. So if you see the content of this one, so installation, organization model, business objects model, and process design, what are the palettes, what are the activities that we have in the studio. And I mean, so that what we are going to provide in the completely in BPM course. So we do a candidate like without having any knowledge of BPM, so we are going to give the basic knowledge from scratch, and we will make the people like, okay, so by end of the course he should be knowing what is BPM and which activity is used for which purpose, and what kind of process it would be designed for which purpose. So that kind of expertise we will give through our course. And also, so this course contains like, yeah, but of course we are giving the complete application knowledge as well as the technical knowledge. And what is the duration for this course? So usually we used to have like 25 hours of training. So to understand the basic knowledge of BPM, almost it would take around 3 to 4 sessions. After that, we do the practical lab sessions as well as the real-time scenarios. So if you see the content of the BPM training introduction course, so we will give the process design and customization of forms, organization models, business objects. So every topic that we will cover in this 25 hours. So by end of this 25 hours, the person who is having the session after this course, so he should be able to build individual applications. Like he can able to design such applications like workflows, data objects, business processes, all the kind of the processes that he can make aware of it. And what is the BPM training? I mean, what is the market in the for BPM? So yeah, definitely the BPM is like have market like very vast. So most of the organizations, like whatever the organizations are using, like they wanted to automate their applications, not only banks, not only finance, not only healthcare industries. So most of the industries are nowadays are going to be automate thing. So in that way, the only option is business process management. So I'm telling like it's a business process management. So in business process management also we have many number of tools, but the topmost one of the topmost BPM tool is TIBCO BPM tool. So yeah, so as I said, like we have the 90 days of trial version. If you really want to use if you really want to experience the business process management thing, then you can download from the 90 days free trial version. So but after 90 days, it's a licensed thing. So definitely the deployments and the runtime environment that we have to get it from the TIBCO only. And coming back to the certification part, so TIBCO is providing the TIBCO BPM certificate also in the site, I mean in their web portal. So we are going to attempt, and also already we have the certified professionals also we have in our organization. So this is a basic knowledge, like okay, so this kind of BPM certificate actually 3 dot version also we have the certification, but recently they have upgraded to 4.x version. Now the BPM version is available in the TIBCO is like 5 dot something, 5.x. So we have the certification available till BPM 4.x. So that certification would be handled by the TIBCO team only. So we have to pay around some $300 to $600. Then we have to take the online exam. So if we get the pass in that exam, so we have to get around some 64%. So once you get that nominal 64% pass results, then yeah, they will give you the certification from TIBCO. Also, I mean, the candidates who are completed the trainings in our MindMax. So we also have the provide the certification from our MindMajix. So this is the kind of certificate that we are going to provide once you people completed the certificate in our organization. So we are going to provide the certification. Okay, this guy is expert in this kind of course that he completed the course in our organization. So that kind of certificate we are going to provide from MindMajix. And yeah, we discussed about organization model and how we built and what is the position, what is the organization unit. So this is a sample thing in BPM, so that we have created one sample module, and we deploy, I mean the deployment that we cannot see because I have to deploy that in the server. So that server installation is done, then we can directly upload into the administrator. Then we can see the all the roles and users of the application. The basic trainings that we are going to provide in regular sessions, like, so simple thing is like we divided into two parts. So first, how we will develop and build the application. So once we build the applications, the second thing is how to deploy the applications. So if you see the organization model deployment, so the development of the organization model is like very simple. So that is the organization model part. So we have many components like that in BPM, like processes. In processes, on if you see the processes only, so the processes will have like 5 to 6 various varieties, like page flow processes, normal regular business processes, or we have some what I can say system processes, business services. So only one process will have these many type of processes. So all kind of processes, how we are going to build and which purpose, and I mean what I mean for what purpose, which process we are going to build, for what purpose which process going to develop. So this kind of basic functionalities, basic things we are going to provide in the application, in the part of the project 1 and 2. And second thing is, what we are going to, after completion of your course, so what we will do from our MindMajix. So what we will do once you successfully completed the course, so we are going to provide few mock interviews with our colleagues or few experienced trainers. So they will do, they also have knowledge on the BPM, I mean BPM in industry level. So what they will do, whatever the people that they are looking for the requirements, they are working on the particular BPM part, so they will ask basic interviews questions, as well as the what kind of interview questions that you are going to have. So that kind of mock interviews that we are going to provide from the MindMajix. Apart from that, so what we are going to provide extra, so this is the lab setup. So if you see the lab setup, so we, as I said, like it's a TIBCO BPM is not a like what I can say, it's a license, it's not like a free version, it is licensed version. So whatever the, I mean throughout the course, so whatever the that course we are going to provide, so we will show, we will run the applications on our licensed versions. So the persons who are taking the this who are attending the course, so they feel like, okay, it's we are completely working on in office environment and office level of machines. So they will get basic idea and complete knowledge about the application development and deploy and maintaining the applications. So that is how we are going to show the people like real time scenarios and real time experiences and real time development things. So for this thing, so we need have a bit more configurations in the our machines, like 6 GB plus 6 to 8 GB RAM we required for the BPM the installation, and as well as, so processor also should have the more. So the coming to the documentation part, it's more like from TIBCO site only. So we can, it's not like open source, like as we said. So we can download the application from the TIBCO delivery site, and the content, like the basic configurations and basic content that would be available from the TIBCO document site only. So that we are going, so while running the classes, we used to provide like what is the concept that we have covered, so that you can see the, I mean we will provide the links, what related links where the concepts that are available in the site, TIBCO site. Yeah, as I said, like mock interviews. So once the our course is completed, so we are going to provide few mock interviews, like what kind of I mean for every some 30 to 40% of completion of course, we are going to conduct few one mock interview for each and every candidate. So so why we are going to do this practice is, like he will get some idea, the candidate will get some idea and confidence, okay, I'm going to have basic knowledge on these things, so and so topics that I have covered. So this kind of basic knowledge we will give to our trainees, sorry. And yeah, and each and every session that we are going to conduct in our session, so we will have uh, I mean extra of 10 minutes we will spend for questionnaires. So whoever having the questions about the previous sessions or current session, the session is running currently, so the trainees, they can ask, they can spend some time with the trainer in the session itself. So yeah, I mean every trainer would be guided, like okay, he can spend some 10 to 15 minutes extra to get the questions are clarified from the trainees. So this is all whole complete course structure, and what kind of basic concepts that we are going to cover in the AMX BPM training course. So if you want to really see the more content about the what is the course content of the course, we already provided we already provided a complete PDF course structure in the our web portal. So you can visit there and you can verify that, and you can do some basic level of inquiries, and yeah, this is how we work. So thank you.